Hi everybody, thanks for checking out this video on G4G, Games for Gamers. I am your host, Napalm Dawn. Today we are taking a look at the Multiverse Saviors Discord, and we're discussing what is likely going to be the setup for the game if and when it goes live in May. So, if you've been following the videos on the channel that I've been doing, you'll know that I've said that the release date for the game will be during the US release of Marvel's Avengers Infinity Wars. Well, Marvel has moved up Infinity Wars now a week into April. I'm pretty sure that's not going to change at all GLB's plan to get this out in the beginning of May. Now, there has not been any word from him yet. So today's background music is brought to you by the Final Fantasy XIII-2 OST. Yes, I actually liked that game. Go ahead and fight me if you want. I'm just kidding. I like 13. I like 13-2. But we'll take a look at the Multiverse Saviors Reddit over here. And you will see that Red Fred had asked for any updates from him 2 weeks ago, and we got no response. We also got no response around Christmas. The last time he posted something was 4 months ago, saying that he is starting to get some time, but he's never really said anything since then, at least on the Reddit. The communication that we've had is from some of the members of the Discord getting in touch with him and kind of just getting a brief little download of information personally, but there's nothing here. As a matter of fact, my question to him 4 months ago is now one of the most upvoted comments in recent history over here. I think a lot of people are like, yeah, dude, what's up? And we haven't heard from him, so I'm sure he's not changing the date, but I wanted to go through and give you guys this little summary here from Red Fred, and I really need to put this video out because I've been pausing Discord on this thing over here now for days, and I haven't been able to keep up with the rest of the Discord because I don't want to lose this information. I don't want it to get too far back that I can't find it. So this is the Ideas channel of the Multiverse Saviors Discord. As you can see, I've got 10, 7, and 1 things waiting for me, so my apologies. So I'll go ahead and give you guys a rundown of how the game is likely to release if it does in fact come out in May. Before I get into that, as you know, in all of my previous videos I tend to give my unbiased and what I would think to be neutral opinion on how things are going. When we were getting the May date, I was maybe, so if you consider neutral, 50%, okay? I was hovering at about 50%. We got the news that he's shooting for a date in May, and I would say things went up to about 70% or so. As more and more time has gone by, and the fact that we don't have screenshots, we don't have video clips, and I'm sure he could get access to the net in some way, shape, or possible, like even hotspotting a cell phone, or maybe there's an internet cafe somewhere in the Philippines that he could go to and provide us a little bit of an update. A percentage kind of goes away week by week, and I would say I'm probably back down to my 50%. Again, because we haven't heard from him, and as far as I know, nobody on Discord's been like, hey, so I talked to GLB today, he's happy with this, he wants to do that, this is what, nothing. So yeah, that's my unbiased opinion, is it's dipping back to being a flat neutral again, but we'll see. So as you know, it's going to be an offline game. This is not going to be on Facebook, it's not going to be an Android APK or an iOS IPA. This is a straight installable game, the way anything you would not get from a content delivery service such as Steam or the EA's Origin system. It's just going to be a straight up download. likely it will not be HTML based during the install in terms of localizing what you used to have on Facebook, so it won't be the setup where you would like download it and it would still be HTML based, because then you would have to edit the paths to where you have it installed on a computer. So it's just going to be a typical installable game. PvP will come after, with an update after the release with fake AI players, as it's an offline game. Soon maybe PvP with local players might be possible. Not really too sure what they mean by that. I don't think this is a Nintendo 64 with a bunch of people sitting around with 4-player GoldenEye or something, but we'll see. I'm honestly the least concerned about PvP, although I have seen comments here and there and on the videos asking about PvP, and rightfully so. You can imagine that there were people who played the game more for the PvP and less for the PvE, even though I find that particularly strange. You could also say the same of World of Warcraft. There's people who want to do arena and PvP, and they're not really interested in the story and the lore and the bullshit. To me, WoW is about raiding, and just having WoW be about PvP is an alien concept for me. And I say the same thing about Marvel Avengers Alliance. But it's, certainly possible. The Spec Ops will be permanent and not a timely event. That's similar to what we're seeing in Marvel Future Fight, with the fact that you can still go back and do the X-Men thing and the Doctor Strange stuff. The game speeds could be manually changed, so this is a reference to the old app called Leet Hacks, which I never used, that sped things up. I just never wanted to use it. It was too grave an area for me. I didn't want to risk anything happening to my account because Leet Hacks triggered it. Lockboxes won't expire. Energy recharge time is reduced. This is perhaps a contentious area over here. You could say, dude, this is an offline game. If I go and install Lost Sphere from Steam or Final Fantasy Tactics, okay, there's nothing stopping me from sitting in front of my computer for 22 hours and beating Final Fantasy Tactics in one sitting. Why am I restricted this way in this game that's going to be offline, no pay to win, no payments and stuff? I'm okay with it having energy. I don't think we should have the ability to binge on this game and beat it 5 minutes after we install it. All the original heroes from the game will be there. The dev is going to release new updates to the game with new characters and uniforms. That's what you see going on in like development and ideas. Lots of people are trying to help out with that. And of course, as I said in the etiquette video, we need to make sure that we don't go ridiculous. And I still vote for no non-Marvel characters. I don't want this to turn into Mugen, really. The game is no more cash machine. Lockboxes will cost 1 to 2 CP. Gold has only one utility. 1 gold equals 2 CP. How you earn gold, I think they're working that into the stories and missions. Stat boost of older, underpowered heroes. So that's been discussed a lot recently. All existing bugs and inconsistencies from the original game will be fixed. I would like to see a list of that. Oh, okay, so shield point removal or huge drop in missions, bonus gold at the end of chapters, all existing bugs and inconsistencies. I want to see a list of that, because I don't know that anybody could... Well, you could go back to the wiki. Okay, that was an abruptly timed thing. So if you have forgotten about it, there was the Marvel Avengers Alliance wiki, which is where I like to hang out when the game was still around. There may still be a bugs list here. I've seen it before. Oh yeah, known issues. Okay. So if they're aware of this list, and this list is used as a basis for things, then we're in good shape. Because this is pretty comprehensive, and as you can see, there is a metric fuck ton of things that the game ended with. I do believe if things were considered fixed, they would be removed from this. I think Grey Gargoyle, yeah, who doesn't remember the Grey Gargoyle one where you could still get it even if it's missed or he's depowered. This was definitely a big one that I remember. And man, when Mephisto sometimes would be immortal and wouldn't go away, yeah, that was some hell right there. Alright, so back at it. Rebalance in the CP of heroes, reduce the cost of medium, large, and full energies to 1, 2, 3 gold respectively. Settings to turn dialogues on and off. So people always used to be like, can't we turn this off in the game? And I was always a proponent of no. And then my thing came true, because if you remember, they redid one of the old Season 1 missions to have the Warriors 3 involved in it. And there was new dialogue there, so if you would turn dialogue off, you would be missing reworked content. We'll have to make new accounts for the game. We've been saying that for a long time now. You will not have your Facebook progression. There's no way he could have access to that. That would be a huge breach of personal information if he did. Dr. Doom and Kang will probably become single-turn heroes, so they can team up with the agent and another hero. So there was a comment about this recently on the Saviors Facebook group. And this is the first time that I have actually seen somebody mention that they wouldn't want this. So here... shouldn't be too far down. It was around this Chris Holman one. Here it is. Hammett Goclap is quoted as saying, I just heard Kang and Dr. Doom will be normal team members, and they removed from dual commands. I don't know what he means by dual commands. This is not a primary English speaker. I dislike this. Kang and Dr. Doom should have stayed in previous form. He also asked a couple other things. Can we obtain Back to Black Deadpool, Gwenum Spider-Gwen, Modern Iron Fist or Jewel, Jessica Jones, Killmonger, Korgwog. So he's asking a bunch of stuff that, you know, is not in the game currently. And, of course, this is the, like I was saying, this is the first person that I've seen talk about wanting Kang and Dr. Doom to be back to their, you know, no team-ups deal. I, for one, would like to see them be able to get teamed up with people. However, if you think about it, we really, really should come up with, we really should come up with the fact that, we need to put some team-up bonuses in there. You should have Dr. Doom get some stuff with the Fantastic Four. If and when Silver Surfer ever comes to the game, that should be a thing that he gets some team-ups there, at least based off of the movie. And there's a couple things there that I would like to see happen. Some, you know, if he's going to be able to team up with more than the agent, that really should be a thing that he gets some passives and everything. Now, I've got my Discord in another screen for a moment because I'm looking for a particular picture. Okay, found it. So, my girlfriend happens to be a really, really good artist, and she works on commissions, and she's made upwards of even like $500 for commission. I wanted to share this piece of art with you guys over here. This is a piece of art that she was commissioned, and I do believe it in fact is Spider-Gwenum. So she was asked to draw this for somebody. Phenomenal. She's a phenomenal artist, and I would have always loved to have tapped her ability for this project, either by submitting art, or she knows code quite well. It's actually what she does, and would love to see her involved in that, but she's got some different languages from what the game will be involved. So there you go, guys. If anybody's ever interested in commissioning her to do serious artwork, let me know and I can point you guys in the right direction. Do know that she does charge for commissions. This is not a free thing, but if you have some serious need for artwork and you're, you know, willing to look at her menu of her setup for what she charges for things, line art, hand painting, and stuff like that, certainly let me know, but this is the talent she's capable of. So, okay, back to the lecture at hand. One of my favorite tracks from Final Fantasy 13 too. So, Dr. Doom and Kang, only in English initially, but there is a translation section now in the Discord where that's happening. I believe Portuguese is probably going to be a thing. There was a large Brazilian content, and I do believe somebody recently said they would like to work on French, maybe? I've forgotten enough of my French. I can't do French anymore. I would come close, but it would look awful. GLB said that the source code was extracted from the game HTML5. That was topical based on what we were saying for a few moments there. There would be a folder where you could add your own mods, so we may have community creating mods similar to things like Fallout and Skyrim. Whether or not we would ever have a hosting Nexus site for mods that you could download, like Unreal Tournament maps and mutators and stuff like that. Obviously, if GLB has this issue with his work and his time and his money, I doubt he would ever host a server. But perhaps somebody in the community works somewhere that they could reserve some server space, and we can upload these mods. If I was still in a position where I was paying for Unreal Tournament servers that had some FTP hosting, I would opt to do it, but I'm not playing those games anymore. I mean, that's going back literally 20 years at this point, just about. Everybody could replace the placeholders with original ones using a copy-paste task. Changing of the game won't be too much trouble because the characters are in a JSON format. GLB will be using HTML5, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, SQL, JSON, and AJAX. Weapons can now be reforged with 100,000 silver. CP drops are back. Shield points will have an increased drop rate from ally maps. Max energy is 100. Increased CP drops for crit attacks, and CP roulette drops in 1-1, 4-4, 7-3, and 12-2. So 4-4, I believe, is the boss rush one with Captain America, where Kitty Pryde was on that deploy. Simulation point refresh time 6 hours, 4 points max. Send ourselves gifts if we want, and the AI will send it back to us. Not too sure what they're going for there. Daily roulette having some slots of 10 gold, 100,000 silver, full energy, the crippler, 50 CP, reactive chaotic ISO, recovering EISO, blessed AISO, tidal fist. If their SO is active, ISOs, EISOs, and AISOs change. So this seems like it's getting a little bit scattered here at this point, and it's harder to follow. And the formatting's a little off. Daily login bonus. Looks like it's pasted in again. Oh, a login different from a roulette. Okay. Gold, CP, gold, CP, gold, magnetic lockboxes, polarized storm, aid Magneto and all enemies get magnetized. Vaguely remember something like that. The boss rush is a new game mode that's being talked about. The final villains at stage 10. You need to pass from the villains from stage 1 to 9 to get to 10. If you got defeated in... Okay, so they're saying that this is what you would get if you stopped at one of these stages and you were defeated. Items, silver, CP, SO in Season 1, 2, and 3 weapons, AISOs and EISOs from 2 and 3, 10 gold, and Agent Suit blueprint, 100 CP, 25 gold, PvP weapons. Reward will be the premium weapon or even those limited time weapons for gold sale. So if you go back to the wiki, there is still the ability to find what those old weapons were. I believe you could go to general info, resources, no, where were you? Items, limited edition items. This is one of the ways you could find out about some stuff. So here, it works from when the game ended backwards. So you would see the Cosmic Queller up there, and it goes all the way back to, like, the Deathlock Fist. And there should be more. There used to be an area here where it would tell you the weapons that were coming from gold sale bonuses. Let's see, limited edition. Let's try premium gear. That might... Store gear. Okay, so this was what was available for straight up gold. Here were the premium missions and everything. I mean, there's stuff here that, man, I can remember farming. Power 4, God, who has forgotten about Power 4, the momentum generator. Dark Sigil was pretty important. The rings became stronger later. Tesseract never mattered much. Bifurcator, man, people farmed the shit out of that. Vickers machine gun got nerfed, but was considered good. I think this is the one that did shell shocked. The Chaos Shot SMG was part of that, like, quote-unquote free, the Poor Man set. And there was some really good stuff with that. Mental Manipulator, that was the little mini pesty on a stick, if I remember correctly. Restored machine pistol. Did get that sonic gun at one point. I don't think I ever got that. Limited edition gear. Let's see what it said. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's that same list. Only goes back to 2016, though. I mean, obvious. Oh, okay, so it's by year. There we go. So let's go back to 2012. Alright, this is the list I'm used to seeing, and this is the right format. So, yeah, you know, we still have a good repository of information here that could be used. Okay, Stage 10 villain can be Odin or Supreme Dormammu, along with minions, mini-boss level villains. A lot of XP. Open beta planned for May 4th. All Agent Suit blueprints will be unlocked via a specific task, such as completing a simulator battle. Store weapons will be available for gold, silver, and shield points. This is a disclaimer about recoloring and renaming to avoid copyrights. However, there is still the DMCA hearing that's going to go on. Maybe not in March now. I'm hearing that it's in early April. But it's still going to be discussed. Currently, GLB is the one programming everything, and he has the source code. So if you're talking about game code stuff like crit modifiers and daily logins and everything, the Discord can't handle that. The Discord is working on, like, the assets, the art, the sound, the music, that stuff. You could call it the fluff, the muscles, the tendons, the eyeballs, the ears, the hair. GLB is the only person right now that we know of that is actually doing the skeleton. So if you want skeletal changes, you can't, there's not much you can do about that. You have to hold on to that until we hear from GLB. Translation teams now have their own section. We need help in programming and making new hero villain sprite sheets. So this is a major issue. This is a huge hurdle for people working on this game. It's one thing to recolor a sprite to avoid copyright issues. It's another thing to be able to design sprites and animations for anything we want in the future. So again, to bring up Silver Surfer, since he's not a sprite in the game, if you wanted to be like, well, I would love to see Silver Surfer in the game as a playable hero, realize what it takes to do that. You have to have the skill of creating sprites, creating sprite pieces, and tying them together through animation. That's not particularly easy. So, just keep that in mind. Here, Red Fred is talking about what the chapters are in Season 3. Outriders, Magia Grunts, Demons, Angels, Hellfire Club, Shi'ar Soldiers, Kree Soldiers, Outriders again, Skrull Soldiers, Goblin Formula, Infected People, Hydra, and Outriders. And there's some links to the timeline which you could read. And somebody asked outright, Shi'ar Soldiers, does that mean Vulcan? And I love how somebody asked about the release date when it literally says it like right up there. It's like, Jesus Christ, read people. Thought we had to pay. That kind of makes me sad that somebody's like, I thought we had to pay for the... No. This is free. He can't charge for that. The moment he charges, GLB's in major trouble. Anyway. So guys, that's what I've got now. I could finally go beyond all that stuff and actually catch up to everybody over here. I guess they're talking about Super Axis and some characters over here. So that's it, guys. I've been wanting to get this video out for a few days. It was just a matter of getting the time to do it. That's all the information I have right now. That's all the information that is available. If you're not on the Discord, this video should hopefully be a good way of you keeping up to date. And, you know, I'm one of the few people who can see into the Reddit where GLB was. I was one of the people who was invited back after the ban wave. So if I notice anything in there, if he finally posts, or I know of any updates, whether GLB does it on the Reddit or talks to the people that he talked to here on the Discord, I will let you guys know and keep you up to date as best as possible. Thanks everybody, and have a good one.